Hello folks, welcome back again to the channel. It's all about racing, and in this video we're going to get to cars that race. This is a 124 scale die-cast number 93. This is a 2001 Dodge Intrepid driven by Dave Blaney, a name many of you may not recognize in NASCAR, but you probably recognize his son, Ryan. Folks, this is a beautiful car from Racing Champions. It comes in that big, massive box that you see here. This is a limited edition car. I believe this is number 613. I do not know how many of these they made, but it comes on this really nice-looking base. It's got number 93, Dave Blaney, Amoco Ultimate, and it's got this gorgeous acrylic jewel cover. Well, Dave Blaney was born in Ohio in 1962. He was known as the Buckeye Bullet, largely for his success in sprint cars. Sadly, and I can say this truthfully, he was never as successful in NASCAR as he was in sprint cars. Dave Blaney was one of the few drivers I ever met in the 22 years that I followed NASCAR. And I actually got to shake his hand, talk to him, and at one time, when Chevrolet used to sponsor the races in Richmond, we would, as a Corvette club, would take the drivers out in convertible Corvettes. I never had one. I always had coupes. But I'll never forget the one time that one of the members of our club was taking him out, and they would all wear hats for their respective teams, and nobody could find a hat for Dave Blaney. I mean, not even the vendors had them. And he was with Bill Davis Racing, which was not an funded team, to say the least, particularly with Amoco Ultimate as your sponsor. But nevertheless, Dave Blaney had a long career in NASCAR. He ran 473 races over 17 years. This was in the Winston Cup Series. His first race in 1992 in Rockingham, his last in 24 at Bristol. He had 0 wins, 28 top 10s, and 2 poles. Now, he bounced around between series, going back to the Busch Series at times, and he raced 121 races in the Xfinity Series or Busch Series over 12 years and had 1 win, 31 top 10s, and 7 poles. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, he was known for bouncing around between teams, sponsors, losing sponsorship, being replaced, going from here and there. A long career, but not spectacularly successful. His son Ryan, however, as you know, is an absolute rocket and is setting the world on fire. But anyhow, we're not talking about Ryan. We're talking about Dave right now in this gorgeous Amoco Dodge Intrepid that you see here. And folks, these are old cars. These are 20-some-odd years old. This one's by Racing Champions. These are high-quality cars. These are not the crap that you buy today, the absolute garbage cars that they sell by the millions. I don't know who makes that junk they have today, but they're terrible. These cars are not those. These are incredible model cars. I wish they made the stock cars that I collect in 143 scale as good as these things. Sadly, they don't. I mean, you take a look at the interior detail. It is phenomenal that you see here. The hood opens. The trunk opens. You can turn it upside down, and you can see everything in the back. And there's a look at this car from the back. There's a look at the fuel cell. Beautifully done. These Racing Champion cars are just phenomenally well made. And you can see there it says Racing Champion number 631. I don't know how many of these they made. Probably not that many. It has 4 digits on there. But like I say, Dave Blaney was never a great name in NASCAR, never that successful. Nevertheless, you've got one of his cars here. We couldn't find a hat, but we've got his car. And there's a cool look at the Dodge engine we have in there. Nice hinges. Again, these are well-made cars. And there's one thing you've always got to see, and if you ever watch a NASCAR race, you see a lot of these cars upside down as they get flipped over, rolled over, wrecked. And this is what the bottom of the cars look like. These are nicely done cars. The drive shaft on this one does not move. I was just checking that. But it does have spring suspensions, and again on this car, they're not that good, but they look good anyway. They're just not functional. There's your exhaust, your transmission, and you can see the engine up there. If you go to the back, you can see the fuel cell on that. Anyhow, folks, that wraps up this review of the Dave Blaney number 93 Amoco Ultimate. Thanks for watching.